And I was like, how can I believe in something if I don't know how it got there? And she goes, oh no, God was created from bones and dust. And I was like, I couldn't understand it, because you're a doctor and you're saying something human got created from bones and dust. I knew in my mind that that's not true, because you need, all the other stuff. I just felt, crap, like no one's gonna help me, no one's gonna help me get through this, that's it, I'm on my own now. So I says, she didn't give me nothing for it, and she could have, but she didn't. She told me to find in God, so I left, I went home. I went through some hard times. Basically, I was left to deal with this anxiety problem on my own. I felt like I was on my own, there was no one there to help me, I just felt all by myself. So, I tried getting through it, but it's hard, it is hard. It seemed harder than before. But the good thing is I knew what it was, and, I started going back to my old routines, going to sleep at night, going to sleep in the daytime, staying up at night. I did that for about, I don't know, a good year and a half. I started staying in a lot more, didn't go out really. The agoraphobia kicked in, and I didn't go outside for about 2 years. I was in my own little world, in my house, and I just felt so lonely. I felt on my own, like there was no one there, and I was scared, I was scared. So what happened then? This went on for about 2 years like that. No medication, just trying to get through it every day by myself. And I was scared, and I didn't know what to do. Anyways, so anyway, I don't know, it's like 2002, maybe 2001, I can't remember. We got the internet, we got a computer, we didn't have one before that. And I started staying on the computer for like 17 hours a day. Like seriously, I'd never come off a computer. I was on it for like 20 hours a day, day and night. And I built my own little world out of the computer, that was my world. And I was happy with that at the time, and stuff like that. So I thought it's all in my mind, and it is. It's most of it's in your mind, it is. And I thought to myself, I'm going to beat this, I'm going to get through it. I'm not going to sit here and carry on like this, I'm going to try and beat this. And I knew it was all in my mind, it didn't exist, it was all fake and stuff, and it's just me. So, I started, I remember back to a TV show what I used to watch when I was a small boy, like 7 years old. And this man, and he's a hypnotist. And I remember he used to do crazy stuff to people on stage, and they didn't know what he was doing because he controlled their mind and stuff. And I remember the name of the show I did, and I googled him, and I read what he was, because I didn't really know what a hypnotist was, and I didn't know what hypnotism was, and I didn't know what it was, what he does. And anyway, I found this guy, and he's on Wikipedia or something. I read everything about him, and I was like, wow. And I started really getting into hypnotism, like reading it, like crazily reading it and searching everything about it. And I was like, wow, this is brilliant, you know. Maybe they can do this to me, and you know, you can search people and you can find local ones what can help you give up smoking and stuff. I was like, wow, they actually do this to people. And I was like, okay, you know, maybe they can help me out and do it to me or something. But I was scared that I wasn't going to wake back up again. But you know, I remember emailing this hypnotist and said, look, I wrote down all my problems. It was like a list like this, like seriously, you know. I said, I got all these problems, can you help me? And he was like, yeah, I can help with some of them, you know, just book an appointment and that, and da-da-da-da. And I didn't have a job, obviously, so I didn't have no money. And I was like, I can't go to this place, I ain't got no money, and they ain't going to see me because I can't book an appointment. I was like, I can't do it. So I never booked an appointment, and I didn't see a hypnotist. But I kept reading about it, and I got into what really helped me, made a breakthrough, was reading about Paul McKenna. Paul McKenna's a hypnotist, and he was from that show when I remember when I was a kid, and I read, you know, because that was years ago, and I googled his name and he all come back up, and I started reading about what he does and, you know, everything like that, and I was like, that man could help me, that man could get me back to me, you know. And I just kept reading all the stuff he's done and everything he's done, all the research and that. I goes through it, and I'm like, wow, I'm gonna beat this, you know. It was like I saw him as the person who's going to help me through this. He was like, even though I didn't have no one to rely on and go and talk to and help me to get through this, he was like the person that was that person. Even though I don't know him, he was like the person though. And I used to look up to him. I was like, yeah, you know, I'm going to beat this with the power of my mind and stuff. And so obviously, you know, I kept researching, and this went on for, you know, quite a while, a good few months, just looking about and doing that. And then I started researching anxiety and panic attacks and what causes it and stuff like that, like, you know, stress and all that. I did all that. I got a really good understanding for it, what it was, because no one ever explained it to me. They said, yeah, you got this anxiety, blah blah blah, but no one understand what causes it and anything like that. After time, I come across YouTube, and I saw some people on there talk about this. It was I listened to him and listened to his story and stuff, and I was like, wow, you know, this dude's kind of got the same story as I've got, and he's going through the same stuff as I've got, and he's got through it and everything. I'm like, wow, you know, it helped me understand it, like, it's okay, it ain't just you, you know, and you can get through it if you know how to, or, you know, it's not impossible, you can do it. So obviously this took me back to the mind thing, you know, the mind control, and get through it and overcome it and stuff like that. So that's what I did, you know. I started researching everything to do, what could help me, what can help me reprogram my mind, stuff like that, you know. And this is what I'm going to show you in the videos to help you with the tricks and tips, to give you some things. So I'm going to give you some of the things what I used to do to get me through anxiety, but, you know, I did these things, and it didn't happen straight away, okay, like, you know, do these things and it's gone. It's not like that. It took a good 2 years to where I am now. It was a good 2 to 3 years doing this, because I didn't do it constantly. I thought I'd done it and then I gave up. I was like, this ain't gonna work. I went through the emotions of all that, and then I kind of done it again.